In the development of church people, it got a big breath of life when Stephen Baldwin and his people became attached to it. Maybe a
Yes.
little bit about just how that happened, and then also what was your experience working with Stephen in terms of the production and development?
So we basically culled together friends from the industry and took one day, and we basically shot some scenes from the script, and then we
Yeah.
put together a 2-minute trailer so that we could show people, here's
Yep.
the idea, because it's one thing to pitch a movie, it's another thing for people to see the tone of it, the feel of it, and get an idea for it. And that trailer did a great job for us.
Yeah.
And Christopher put it out there like in a way that was embarrassing. He just put it everywhere. It's like, people that it's like, my third grade teacher just contacted me, Christopher, because she saw it. Can you pull back a little? Third grade teachers don't need to see this. They're not it's not anyway, but Stephen Baldwin saw it. Clearly running in the same social circles as my third grade teacher, but
Apparently.
Stephen Baldwin saw it and contacted us. We had an over an hour phone meeting with us, and then we met him in person, had like a 3-hour meeting. And at the end of that meeting, he says, I'm going to get this thing funded. And so I really give him credit. He 2.5 years later, took him 2.5 years, but he finally Mike Lindell of My Pillow fame basically funded the entire project.
Wow.
So
Wow.
but I owe that to we owe that to Stephen and Mike Lindell, who funded it, and that's really how the movie came.
This was your baby from the beginning. I know, as you know, I come out of I have a music background, so coming out of touring and making albums and all that stuff, you go into the studio, you work with a producer. The first time you do it, it's jarring because they take everything you do and change it. And you initially, at least when you're young and dumb, you have your creative integrity, and you fight for your stuff, and then you lose because ultimately it's like, do you want us to record this or do you want to just go home?
Yeah.
But after you get used to it and figure it out, you realize that's how this works.
It's a community process.
What was it like working with Stephen and his team as the film developed, as it grew? Because obviously that's different from your original vision, but still we're looking at it coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, Stephen certainly brought industry experience to the project, and he's a really good actor. He's a really good actor. And I would say that's the big thing, is just the caliber of acting, and other Christian filmmakers have different philosophies of making Christian film. Like, I think some feel like everyone on the film has to be Christian, from your gaffer to your actors to, it's more of a ministry thing. So we had a little different philosophy. We, because all the, the writer, the director, the main producers were all Christians. So the people who had creative control were Christians. And I think that's the most important thing. And now our cast and our crew were mixed. So, but at the same time, it was, I think that's where some of the ministry comes in during the filming itself. There's some opportunities there that, but it's a community process. So you have to realize, as a creative, whatever you're, working on, that people are going to have input in it. And if it stays close to what you envisioned, that's great. Because it's never going to be exactly the film you would have made, because you just don't have that control.
Yeah.
None of us do, until you're gigantic and, until you have your film that's made $10 million or $20 million at the box office, then you're not going to have that creative control.
I wish I could see it the way you do. I look around everything that's happening here and I feel so hopeless.
And that's where our faith comes in, right? Have you ever heard the word phototropism, Carla? No. Oh. Phototropism. It's when a plant continuously keeps reaching towards the light. No matter what you do to it, it'll just turn itself right around. Keeps on reaching toward the light. Phototropism. For you. Reach for the light, Carla. See ya.